What's up guys, James here, how you doing? So this is a response to Whitney, aka Other 4815's video, Quick Question for Atheist 1. Now before I get started into this, I'd just like to say last time Whitney was on YouTube, the trolling he got was just disgusting and vile beyond belief. I know a lot of you guys who make those comments have been massive hypocrites for a start when theists come onto your videos and make comments like that. And you're not going to convince anybody by acting like that. If anything, you're just going to further cement his opinions if you're going to speak to him in that way. And Other 4815, he is a genuinely nice guy. I disagree with him on absolutely everything, but he does ask questions, even if he never seems to learn from them. So in this video, he asks the question, is murder wrong? Why or why not? So let's define those words then. Murder, the unlawful killing of a person. Wrong, I'm assuming you're going to mean not in accordance with what is morally right or good. And then of course we have to define morality. Now morality is very much subjective. I personally would define it as causing harm without justification, especially in regards to beings with the capacity for pain. And for the purpose of completeness, the word is. Third person singular present indicative of be. So his question boils down to, does the act of unlawful killing possess the quality of causing unnecessary harm? Now at least 90% of the time, yes, of course it does. I don't see how you can possibly argue with this. But again, it's not an absolute. The law could be really dumb, for example. You could be in a situation where a gunman comes in and shoots loads of people. Then you pick up a gun and you shoot him before he shoots anyone else because you've got strong reason to believe he's going to carry on shooting people because he didn't show any sign of stopping. Now the law could be that you're still charged with murder, even though I think you would be perfectly justified in killing the guy to prevent further harm. So yeah, it's not an absolute. Now, when people ask simple questions like this, I always like to think about what someone's motive is for actually asking it. So I was there like, is Other 4815 attempting to ask a very simple question in order to stimulate thought towards the nature of morality, particularly in regards to his own stance that the Bible is where our morals come from? So I was going to then talk about how we don't need an ancient book to tell us about what's right and wrong, and how altruism has been bred into us over the course of millions of years. In regards to murder, for example, if there was more murders than there were births, then that society would cease to exist, and the only societies left would be the societies where murder was not encouraged in that way. I was then going to say about, all of the immoral things which people would consider today to be immoral, even the vast majority of fundamentalist Christians, such as Deuteronomy 22:28, which says that if a man rapes a woman, he has to marry her and give the father money, and all of the times when killing in the Bible seems to be perfectly justified. But, then I actually looked in his favourites and I noticed that he'd favourited a video by Ray Comfort, which is the 180 video. If anybody hasn't seen this video, it's basically Ray Comfort interviewing people and trying to convince them that abortion is the same as murder, and then comparing it to the Holocaust and all sorts of other disgusting nonsense like that. Now, Ray Comfort is such a dishonest prick. I'm trying not to swear. I know Whitney doesn't really like that, but the people Ray was interviewing are obviously idiots. He must have cut out all the people who actually had intelligent questions for him. And furthermore, it's even been shown that he was using cue cards for some of the people he's interviewing, which Ray continues to deny, even though it's been demonstrably proven that he's lying. This video has been demolished by absolutely hundreds of YouTubers already. Now, firstly, I think that's an absolutely disgusting analogy. Secondly, whilst we can argue all day about at what point a fetus gains the ability to suffer, a single cell is not a person any more than an apple seed is a tree. It's just ridiculous. And nobody really likes abortion. Nobody likes abortion, even pro-choice people. But making it illegal is not the way to go about lowering the rates of it, because people are still going to go and get abortions illegally, and then that's going to risk potential mothers' lives. If you really want to reduce the risks of abortion, you need to be promoting, real sex education where people understand the risks of pregnancy and STDs, and understand that, and understand how contraception works. And I would argue that the pro-choice people are doing far more to lower the risks of lower the rates of abortion than the anti-choice people are. A woman should have the right to choose what she does with her own body before the fetus develops the capacity for suffering, because it's not a person at that point any more than a skin cell is a person. There's plenty of cases where a woman's raped and gets pregnant, and a woman should not be forced to go through with that. Or if the baby's going to be born with horrendous birth defects, which mean that the baby's going to be in pain for the rest of its life, the mother might not have the capacity to care for the child themselves, but all of those are irrelevant. The mother should have the right until that fetus gains the capacity to suffer. And one final thing I'd like to talk about, the other video which other 4815 favorited was a video called Are You a Good Person, which is another video by Ray Comfort, and it basically makes the argument, have you ever lied? Yes. Well, what do you call someone who lies? You call them a liar. Therefore you're a liar, and that's how God's going to judge you, and it does the same thing for stealing, blah blah blah. It's just absolute nonsense. If you sold one thing in your life, that does not make you a trader. If you've ever taught someone something in your life, that does not make you a teacher. The idea that an all-knowing, all-powerful, all-loving creator would create us complete with our imperfections and our vulnerability to falling into temptation, and then punish us for all eternity just for making one mistake is just beyond absurd. Learn to critically examine your own point of view, or at least come up with some original arguments. There's a reason so many people laugh at Ray Comfort, atheists and many Christians alike. He doesn't do his research, he's been proven to be a liar, and even after he's been shown to be wrong, he carries on making the same arguments. Now, Whitney, I now have some questions for you, and it would be great if you could actually respond to these questions. So first off, if you stopped believing in God for any reason, would you immediately start murdering and stealing? And if not, why? Second second question, sorry. If you weren't brought up as a Christian, do you think you would have found Christianity, and why? And my third question, is there any potential evidence which would convince you that Christianity is wrong? Look forward to hearing your response. So everyone else, comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Bye.